intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and with me, as always, is the co-host with the most, Jive Turkey Nano. How are we doing, my guy?
Let's go. Doing great, brother. I am excited to see you. Still recovering from a fun, jam-packed weekend. A lot of fireworks as we're quickly approaching, well, a lot of things exciting this summer. 4th of July. We got UFC X. We got the Expo, man. We got UFC Experience. We got UFC 317 around the corner. But not to get too ahead of ourselves, man. Again, I don't want to be jet-lagged from our trip back from Baku, Azerbaijan. But, man, I'm excited to see you, brother, and excited to be here with all y'all again. Pretty soon we're going to be in flesh together. But, hey, man, living in the moment. Let's go.
Living in the moment, indeed. And, man, I am so happy to have you back. So happy to be talking about this card together, to be honest. Because UFC Baku, a lot of people are crapping on it, right? They're poo-pooing on it, saying that it wasn't maybe the greatest time in the world. But I would actually disagree with that just a little bit. I would think it was a pretty damn good time with a lot of memorable moments, right? And we're going to jump right into it. We have a hell of a card to go through. We're going to start off in the heavyweight division in a bout between Hamdi Abdelwahab and Mohammed Usman. And man, oh manowitz, did this one deliver something. I don't know if it delivered necessarily what we were hoping it would, but it delivered something. I'll go first on this one, Nano, and I'll keep it short. I'll keep it sweet. Hamdi Abdelwahab, I'll say this. I said this in the chat on S-Dog's MMA Talk, his channel earlier, while he was live. Jeez, that was a mouthful for some reason. But again, I think that Hamdi is very fast. I think he's got a lot of speed. And I do think that he has a lot of promise as well, but he's also got a lot of holes in his game that he does need to work on and close up. And he had Mohammed Usman doing the stanky leg throughout most of this fight, as Jack stated earlier in the chat. But man, I digress. I don't know, dude. Like this was just a weird fight. There were multiple times where I thought Hamdi was going to end up getting him out of there, but then Mohammed came back, and I mean, the Nigerian mimes are undefeated this year. They're crushing it out here, brother. I don't know what it is, but they're cooking right now. But at the same time, I'll hand it to you, and I'll hand it to you on this question. Even with that win over Hamdi Abdelwahab, were you impressed by Mohammed Usman?
He did surprise me with his at least gas tank and some of the durability he showed in the fight and his ability to have some wrestling defense. I did think the Olympic wrestler in Hamdi Abdelwahab was going to go in there and be able to run straight through him, maybe show us some cool Greco-Roman like wrestling, but we did not see that. And that was because Mohammed Usman did a good job of listening to his coaches, circling away from the power in Hamdi's right hand, and made it trickier for us fans. Obviously not the most fan-friendly when it comes to the excitement in there, but like you said, man, Egypt's cooking, right? They got we're discovering a lot about Egypt this year and what's underneath those pyramids, and I think that might have been where Hamdi Abdelwahab was in a slumber, right? Like kind of a little bit of like a hyperbolic time chamber for our boy here. He's coming out guns a-blazing. But in terms of takeaways, to answer your question, I thought Usman did a good job, man, showing his heart, his class, professionalism, and again, that that ability to dig deep in the gas tank and, made it competitive as he could have. But Hamdi's legit, man. It was a solid win. But like some other fights on the card, this one may not have won fight of the night. But that's just to say that's how good this card was, man. There were some bangers. Let's go.
There were definitely some bangers on the card, right? Now the question is there anybody on the tip of your tongue that you'd want to see him fight next?
Looking at the landscape in the heavyweight division, beating a Mohammed Usman is a solid name. Does that give you the opportunity to get into the top 15? Potentially. I mean, Hamdi is someone that's becoming more of a household name. Even just looking at some of those guys. I mean,
well, Hamdi lost the fight.
Oh, did he? Oh, he did.
Oh man. Oh, this man needs a Vegas trip more than you know.
I do. Honestly, I mean, I felt like it was pretty close, but
I thought it was close too. I honestly thought Hamdi had the bigger moments, but that's funny.
The judges saw it otherwise. But no, for Muhammad, I'm gonna just steal the words I was just saying, but put Muhammad's name on it. I mean, it's a big name. Hamdi's solid. Muhammad's been in the UFC for a while now. Like, obviously, his brother's the next champion. Not that he should get any special treatment there, but looking at the top 15, and again, I have the guy's shirt on right here, Mr. Bam Bam Tai Tuivasa. I think a potential matchup with someone like that could be really, really fun. And I think anybody in the top 10 to 15 you could throw Muhammad in there with. But while I take a drink out of embarrassment, my brother, give the people a real professional breakdown and get us back on track here. What about you, man? Anything next on the horizon for Mr. Usman?
Yeah, man. Dude, we love a good slip up like that. It makes the show a lot more fun. And somebody clip that, please. Yeah, Jairzinho Rosenstrike is the name that comes to mind for me, right? Like, I know, didn't he like tease retirement in his last one, but then he came back and he had a kickboxing match in DBX too. So I don't know. Or no, that was beforehand. That was before the Sergey Pavlovich fight. No. Yeah, if he is retired, then obviously not him. That's just the name that makes the most sense for me because I feel like those two match up really well against each other. But yeah, outside of that, like Tai Bam Bam Tuivasa, if Derek Lewis goes out there and actually, you know what? No, give him the loser of Derek Lewis versus Talashin Teixeira. I think that's a solid fight.
I like that a lot.
A bit of a banger, isn't it? Yeah, I think that'd be a fun one, and I would definitely tune in. Now, moving into the next fight, we have a flyweight bout between Tagir Ulanbekov and Azamat Maxim Manowitz. This one was a fun fight. It was a decision, but these guys were throwing, dude. I will go ahead and pass it to the co-host with the most here and let him take the lead. Nano, what were your thoughts on this fight? Did anything stand out to you?
Honestly, I feel like we hit the nail on the head in terms of our breakdown and our preference on taking Tagir Ulanbekov to just be a little bit sharper with all of the tools and deploying a more well-rounded game plan. Man, I mean, Azat did not make it easy for him, right? I mean, Azat definitely earned some respect in my book, but we knew it was going to be a gritty, high-level matchup. We saw some fun exchanges. If you look at the overall kind of breakdown of things, it was really, really evenly matched. I think the big takeaway was Azat's ability to stuff Tagir's takedowns and keep it to where it favored Azat a little bit more, and it favored us fans, to be honest, as well, when it comes to having two of these strikers go out there and put their best foot and their back foot and both feet forward. Before I keep going, gotta do a quick what up to Crossover MMA in the chat. We see you. What's up, fellas? Can't be here long, but we appreciate you dropping by, man, as always. And yeah, man, this was a banger of a fight. Tagir did what he had to do, but I do want to leave some meat on the bones here. My brother, did anything stick out to you from the Dagestani up-and-comer here, or did Azat maybe stand out as well here? Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, man. Again, I feel like we called it exactly as it was going to go. I thought Azat was going to be dangerous. He's got the one-shot power, but Tagir was going to be privy to it, right? And also, I mean, the only thing that we got wrong was that we thought Tagir was going to go out there and be able to out-grapple him, which pure grappling, takedowns, no, he was not. He went 0 for 8 on takedowns there, right? But I digress. In the same vein, his opponent went 3 for 7 on those takedowns. And where did that get him throughout the fight? Was he able to really establish dominance or control throughout the fight because of those takedowns? No. What's crazy is Azamat Maxim landed 3 takedowns, right, Nano? And Tagir landed 0. One man got 56 seconds of control time. The other got 3 minutes and 42 seconds of control time. Now, if you didn't watch the fight, you'd be like, cool, yeah, the guy that got 3 takedowns obviously got the fucking almost 4 minutes of control time. You'd be wrong, bro. Homie got 3 takedowns in under a minute of control time. He also stuffed 8 of 8 takedowns and got controlled for almost a whole round. That's because Tagir has a just fundamental understanding of body composition and control and using your momentum against you. The sweeps, the transitions, the scrambles, they were all on point for Tagir, and I think truly that's what won him the fight because, like, I know you've been in street fights. And let me tell you, bro, like, they're exhausting. I know that. Grappling is worse, dude. It fucking sucks. And fighting for 3 takedowns, and by the way, he shot 7 of them. That's exhausting as all get out. Now imagine not getting out controlled 3-1 every time you land one. That's big time tough, bro. I felt bad for Azat because he was just exerting a lot of effort. But hey, to his credit, 76 to 78 on total strikes, 62 to 68 on significant strikes. He made it a close fight, which is exactly what we said was going to happen. So great look for Tagir. I typically watch this guy's fights, but I'll be watching a lot closer in his next one. He just continues to improve. He continues to look better. And if I'm being honest, he continues to look like a future problem for the flyweight division, man. What do you think should be next for him?
Yeah, I agree with that breakdown, brother. Class act as always. And so is Tagir, man. And I think anybody in the top 15 is going to be a tough matchup looking at Tagir on paper. Somebody that's, maybe coming off a loss, maybe like a Bruno Silva. I know it's going down the rankings a little bit. If you're Tagir, you're probably saying, hey, I don't necessarily want to do you guys another favor. I went out there and beat this guy that you put in front of me. Maybe he wants to look upwards, in which case someone that's probably looking to get back out there coming off some tough losses, but has fought at the highest level, has fought against the champion. Maybe Tagir sees a path there. And I'm talking about a Steve Astro Boy Ursig as a potential dance partner for Tagir. Don't know if that's too rich for your blood, my brother. Again, someone that's fought against previous champions, that would definitely add to Tagir's, I guess, kind of path to a title contention status. But talk to me. And Dixon Sider, we see in the chat now. What up, brother? Tell us how you're feeling about what's next for Mr. Tagir Ulanbekov.
Oh, Dixon, I feel like Olin's waiting to drop a bomb on us like he shared a cup with Tagir at AKA or something. Unfortunately not. I mean, he definitely has one of those faces that looks familiar, so maybe we've mixed it up. But no. I can't recall or deny ever seeing him in the gym. No, Steve Astro Boy Ursig is definitely not too rich for my blood. He already has a bout scheduled against Alex Perez right now, so maybe give him the winner of that. For me, I literally had a couple of those kind of give him the winner of or loser of fights. Not sure how long Manel Kape's going to be out for, but I thought Manel Kape, since he's not scheduled against anybody, would be a great shout. Other than that, I mean, maybe give him the loser of Joshua Van versus Brandon Raw Dog Royval. I think that's got banger written all over it, and it's also got test written all over it.
I do like that a lot. I like it a lot.
Outside of that, I mean, if you want it to be a little bit of a quicker trajectory, I don't know, man, maybe, or no, around same trajectory, to be honest with you. There's not a whole lot of options. You could give him the winner of Tatsuro Taira versus Amir the Prince Albazi. Or the loser.
Yeah, that's probably the ballpark I think we're looking at here for Tagir. That's next for him. Top 10, anyone in that top 10 conversation or ranking right now is in conversation for what's next.
I completely agree. It's just a bit of a logjam, right? Like there's so many people that are scheduled right now, which makes it kind of tough. Speaking of kind of tough, woo, man, holy fucking smokes. We were wrong on this one, folks. Women's bantamweight bout between Irina Alekseeva and Klaudia Sigula. My goodness, their names are more fun to say than the fight itself was if you were rooting for Irina, because that was a tough watch. Usually we don't have tough talks till Tuesday in the Tough Post Show. But I digress. This one was tough. Like, I'm looking at it on paper and I see 74 landed strikes for Irina Alekseeva. I don't recall seeing it, man. She looked really bad on the feet in that fight. She was not landing a whole lot, and even less was she landing things that were of significance. Worst part about this is she's supposed to be Russian Ronda. Didn't attempt a takedown. Not even once. Not one recorded takedown attempt. What are you thinking? Your best path to victory is submissions, and you don't even try? I don't even know what to say, man. Why did nobody tell me Klaudia Sigula was like really hot? I don't know, dude. I didn't even know myself.
Fair.
But fair play. Fair play.
We'll be sure to try to include that in our breakdowns moving forward, Dixon Cider. That's on us.
That is on us. That is on us. Yeah, that was just a very, 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 very tough one to watch. And I'll leave it at that. Nano, any thoughts on this one before we move on and hopefully forget?
It's exactly that. I got to keep it moving. It was a fun matchup. It was a prelim fight here on a fight night here in Baku. And yeah, I think Klaudia definitely on Dixon Cider's radar now moving forward. She went out there and beat the Russian Ronda, but really she could have been the Russian Bob Ross with that hair. And unfortunately was, more concerned about painting pictures and not painting the octagon with her opponent's blood. Yeah, like you said, thank you. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. This one definitely got away from us as far as our prediction goes, but I think, and this kind of happens sometimes, you just assume a wrestler's going to go out there and be able to dictate the pace or how the fight goes. But Klaudia did a great job, right? Great footwork, beat her at her own game, got the takedown, scored when she needed to score, kept busy, and was accurate enough to kind of make it a no-brainer. So you got to give her props. I don't necessarily have anyone top of mind here. Women's bantamweight division definitely has a new face here in the Klaudia Sigula, and someone we'll definitely keep a close eye on, but I don't necessarily think she's screaming top 15 or next or anything like that. So be excited to see her when she gets back in. Dixon Cider. Hola and Emilianito. Did y'all see what happened to Jake Hadley versus Marceli Alves? That's exactly what Alekseeva did. Nothing. She pulled a Hadley. Oh, no. Fair enough. We appreciate the good comparisons. I did not see it. I don't know if MMAnomaly did, but yeah, man, it was just can't make sense of it sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that neither of these ladies tried to really offensively grapple in this is just pretty baffling here, man. Bit of an MMAnomaly, if you will. I'm not going to play matchmaker for her. This was not my fight of the night by any means at all. And you know what? We were wrong on the next one too, folks. We were both on Melissa No Mess Mullins, a.k.a. Melissa Dixon, a.k.a. the long-lost cousin of Dixon Cider. You know what I'm saying? I figured you're a Dixon fan, Dixon. Man. This was a tough one. Daria Zalesnyakova obviously did not get the script that she was supposed to lose this one. She went out there and just looked stronger. She just looked faster. She just looked better. Man, Jake Hadley is on his way to Misfits Boxing undercard. You're unfortunately not wrong, Jax. And shout out Jax in the chat, folks. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you go on over to Making the Walk, YouTube, and every other platform at that. Making the Walk. Give him a sub. He's a great guy. Speaking of great guys, Nano. I don't have much more for this one, man. I'm trying. This is another one that I'm I feel betrayed by.
Yeah, we, as a wise man once said, we suck again. Definitely missed the mark on this one. That's on us. Learning lessons here. Melissa, was able to land some strikes, get her game plan going a little bit with some of the takedowns. But like you mentioned, I think Daria just had the better night. She looked better out there. She was leading the dance. And maybe just to keep it simple, we just talked about 2 bantamweights. Why don't we go ahead and square them both off here? A little Daria versus Klaudia later this year. And just keep it easy for the matchmakers and ourselves to just keep it moving and be excited to watch another, bantamweight matchup like that. But yeah, those are my 2 cents as well, and I'm excited to break down the rest of this card because there's some bangers to go through.
And real quick, I did forget to mention this earlier, so I'll go ahead and point it out now. I did cash on a handful of those underdogs bets from this week, starting with one that we were wrong about the outcome of as far as the winner, but we just simply took the over on it. Thank goodness. Hamdi Abdelwahab fight to go the distance. So basically just took Hamdi Abdelwahab at over 15 minutes. That happened. And we'll fill you in on the next 2 legs that hit in a nice parlay that ended up turning 1 unit into 12. Not too bad. Not too bad. Nice night at the office. With that being said, folks, we will go ahead and move into the next fight, which was about between middleweights Ismail Nardiev and Jungyong Park. I mean, I'm going to let you go first because I've definitely got thoughts on this one.
I would just say I'll keep it short and sweet because I do want to hear your thoughts. You seem pretty fired up here. I appreciate you giving me the platform. But Dixon Sider, I see you there. Former cousin, no longer associated after the L. Fair enough. Cash on Daria decision and a parlay as a hedge, so at least she came through for Uncle Dixon. Let's go, Uncle D. Shout out. There's always that's why you hedge your bets, y'all, and that's why you got to go with your gut sometimes. And yeah, all things considered, this was an interesting matchup. We thought Jungyong Park was going to be able to go out there and weather the storm, and boy, did he do exactly that. I mean, that what potentially could have been a disqualification and the end of the night for him became just a kind of vintage and just the epitome of what Warrior is and what Jungyong Park is. He said, you know what, I don't care about the illegal knee. I'm still here. I'm still able to fight. Didn't take the easy way out and say I can't see or, I don't want to continue on. Again, he weathered the storm from an illegal knee. I think Ismail lost 2 points from it, which was interesting. But other than that, Jungyong Park was able to establish the jab, proved his toughness, was good in the clinch. Overall, got a couple takedowns in there, even though did get stuffed quite a bit. But it didn't deter his confidence from continuing to try to make sure he was covering all his bases and securing the win. Yeah, it was a fun one, but my brother, curious to hear your thoughts here on this, what potentially could be a controversial matchup and what felt a little interesting as there was, some events that did take place. Lay it on the people here on what you saw and then how you felt and maybe what's even next for these 2 gents.
Yeah, man, I'll be honest with you. I was actually pacing back and forth in my living room very angrily during this fight and during this exchange more specifically. The illegal knee to the grounded opponent situation is always one that's frustrating to me because when it happens, it's clear as day. You see this happen, and 9 out of 10 times, it's not accidental. It's easy to see. You can see they're grounded, and you still throw it anyways. And these refs, they put it on the fighter, and they're like, "Sir, do you want to continue? Sir, are you good to continue?" Where there's no win for them there. They can say, "No, I'm not okay to continue," which is honest and correct 9 out of 10 times. But then everyone online, even people that call themselves fans, start calling them a pussy. Start making fun of them. They lose stock with the UFC. Dana says they took the easy way out. That's not fair. And that's why it shouldn't be up to the fighter. It should be up to the ref. As soon as that knee lands, was it illegal? Yes or no? Once you dictate that it was illegal, make the call. It's not up to the fighter. It is your job. Do your job. That should have been a DQ. I'm happy Iron Turtle went out there and won because God fucking forbid he goes out there and loses on his shield like that. That would have been devastating. That would have been the ultimate wrong decision to be made. The guy should have won via DQ. And I will die on that hill. Anthony Smith should have became the light heavyweight champion when he fought John Jones. Make no mistake. And because of it, Jungyong Park gained a shit ton of fans and a shit ton of respect and a shit ton of style points because he very evidently and very visibly could not see out of that eye. He instantly throws a hand from that side and misses by like 2 inches, whiffs. And then he starts going to the body and start trying to grapple. Because you know what? When you're going to the body and you're trying to grapple, a lot harder to miss. Especially when you have no depth perception because you're out one eye. Like, I'm sorry, bro. That shit got me fired up in the worst way.
Dude, hey, we can feel the passion coming through, my brother. At least I can over here. Let us know if you feel the passion as well. And let us know your thoughts in the comments. We see you, Dixon Sider. And Matua, quick shout out as well. Yeah, man, definitely got me, my blood boiling as well. And just feeling for Jungyong Park, someone like we've talked about and have talked at Nazim about. But he's one of our guys, man. It's slowly becoming a fan favorite. You just hate to see that. And I think, half of that responsibility is on the fighter, the ref, the coaches. There's kind of everyone needs to be on the same page. But yeah, man, always got to protect the fighters there in that sense. And what up, Western Mass Climber as well. What up?
What up, Western Mass? How we doing, brother? Hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend. Matua said Iron Turtle versus Bo Nickel next. Nickel versus Iron. Woo-hoo-hoo-wee. Give me the Iron, baby. Give me the Iron Turtle over that all day. Dixon says Park strangles the life out of Bo. Matua says nah. Dixon says, don't tell me Bo's gonna KO him. Okay, Matua. All right. Coming in here just throwing darts, huh? Okay. And I mean, I gotta agree with this. He couldn't KO Paul Krieg. How's he gonna KO a turtle? Come on.
That shell is pretty hard.
I agree that Nickel can avoid the sub. I don't disagree with you there, but I also don't think Nickel's live for a knockout in that one. I think that they end up just going head to head, and Iron beats Nickel in my opinion, man. Like I just think if you go head to head and you throw lead, bro, Iron Turtle, he's gonna win that bout. Had a great day, cut the grass, having dinner and a beverage out in the yard. Let's go, my friend. Love that.
Hey.
Iron Turtle isn't Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. You can't convince me otherwise, Matsu. I'm sorry. You could try, but you will fail. Now, with that being said, after this win, what should be next for him? Do we think it should be somebody like a Bo Nickel? Did you have a name on the tip of your tongue or what?
Man, I'll be honest. I was having a hard time picking a dance partner for Mr. Jungyong Park. I think that was a tough kind of. It's not like he went out there and got the dominating finish where, even a Bo Nickel, it's like, man, that feels like, you're definitely rewarding a Jungyong Park. But I don't have anyone top of mind. Do you have a few names out there?
Oh, man. Honestly, this whole division is like just a huge log jam. There's not a whole lot of people that you can even give them to other than like a Joe Bodybags Pfeiffer or, I mean, that's the next name up on the list that doesn't have a dance partner.
And that's where it makes it hard matchup wise. Maybe we kind of look and see how people will recover from upcoming matches over the next month or two, or someone looking to make a quick turnaround. We could definitely see a Jungyong Park, or maybe someone cancels out and we need him to step up. Can certainly see some of those scenarios happen.
Oh, this is a good one. Turtle versus Rodolfo Vieira or Andre Petrosky. Those are good shouts.
Great names. Yep.
Those are great shouts, actually. I like the Petrosky fight better.
Yeah, that's the ballpark I'm thinking as well.
God, Bo Nick was ranked so low now on Tapology.
Oh, well.
You've got him at number 30.
I will do that. Oh, man. Yeah. The wind is out the sail a little bit, but he can bounce back. Only ways up for a Bo
Speaking of humble pie, Nano. Man, I hate this. Oban Elliott in the welterweight division came out there and he gave it his all, but he fought against the man whose literal last name is KO. And that's tough. He fought against Seokhyen KO, and man, oh man. I don't know if like Seokhyen is another language for strong man, but it should be because fuck, that's a strong man. He made Oban Elliott look like he had just graduated from the regional scene, and I say that as a huge Oban Elliott fan. He just looked stronger, more dominant, and just ready to go everywhere the fight went. He outlanded him 80-19. 80-19. That is just dumb. And then on significant strikes, it was 33-10. He out-grappled him. He got 6 out of 9 takedowns that he attempted and just negated both of the shots from Oban. Man, I selected Oban would win by decision. Yeah, same. I'm about to pour up a shot because that was my wrongest decision of the night. But you know what? The good news is one of my rightest decisions of the night came pretty shortly after this. I actually got the next 2 right on like multiple parlays. So can't wait to talk about those. Nano, jump in, tag in. I'm going to pour up a shot right now as you start your breakdown. Tell the people, what were your thoughts on this fight? And where did it all go wrong for Oban Elliott? Was he just outmatched on that night? Or do you think it was an issue in game planning?
Nah, I mean, I think we got to give respect to Mr. Ko, a.k.a. KO, and Seokhyen, man. I mean, he's an absolute beast. I think he stepped up to the plate and proved that he deserves to be here. Like you said, he's strong, tough as nails, and then when it comes to a game plan, was able to go out there and essentially neutralize Oban Elliott's entire game plan. And this is somebody that can fight on his back foot. This is somebody that we've seen only need one to really change up the fight. Did not prove to really concern Mr. KO. And although he did not get the big finish in a KO, but I mean, a dominant 15-minute win like this, in baseball terms, it's like close to pitching a shutout. Not a perfect game, but a no-hitter is goddamn equally as impressive. And that's when you look at the strikes like you broke down elegantly, my brother. I mean, how do you not just throw a lot of respect on Mr. KO's name? And, got to give Oban, the learning lesson. And like you mentioned there at the beginning, the humble pie will definitely go a long way for an Oban. He's someone that I'm sure will get coached up. Like you said, maybe if we listen to, what needs to be readjusted and come back better than ever. But for right now, we got a guy in Mr. KO that all of a sudden shakes some things up in a welterweight division that might sneakily be the most stacked division as we now just look at some of the most popular and most active and funnest fighters. They mostly reside in that division. And we might even have a new incomer as well because, well, there is something I didn't realize about a vacancy of a title that makes me think, wow, this is a serious, legitimate big move to a 170. So again, all to say, where does Mr. KO fit in all this? The answer is I don't know. But I would love to see him get a crack maybe at another southpaw, someone like a Daniel D. Rodriguez, someone in that caliber. I think makes sense. You beat an Oban Elliott. He was probably going to be on a short list of guys that are itching closer to that top 15 kind of I guess potential fight or status. So give me a little D-Rod. How do you feel about that, brother? Is there anyone else top of mind? And people in the chat, y'all have been hitting it today. Talking to you, Matua and Dixon Side. Let us know what you think is next for Mr. KO as well. And ho, we got the big dog in the chat now. Let's go.
Got S-Dogs MMA in here. What up, S-Dogs? Hope you're having a great day. Loved the live earlier. Great stream. And now we can start the real party since you're here, man. I actually just poured up a shot, so you're just in time. Yeah, man, I don't mind that shout at all. There's a couple different places you can go with them, right? Do you want to give him someone coming off of a win? Do you want to give him someone coming off of a loss? Do you want to test him against a proper Mike Malott? Like, I feel like that's a fun fight.
I like that name. I like it a lot.
And a good litmus test for both guys, to be completely honest with you. Other than that, I mean, like Jake the Celtic Kid Matthews, but he's paired up against Chitty and Chukwani. So maybe the loser of that bout. Chitty bang bang.
Makes sense. Yep, Chitty. I like Chitty.
See you, Nano, with the Bam Bam shirt on. Lego.
You know the vibes. That's the goat right there. That's my goat.
You see this? You see this? We're going to have one of these, but it's going to be for 317. You feel me? We're all going to have these. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Ready, bro. This week is going to be so lit.
Can't wait. Let's fucking go.
Speaking of being lit, folks, cheers to you. Cheers to us. We got about 15 of you watching right now. on the rewatch. Hopefully we're going to have like 100 of you at least. So, hey, whether you're watching live in the flesh or you're watching a few hours from now, raise it up. Whatever you're raising up, we appreciate you. Cheers.
Salud. Let's go.
Man. Pre-gaming in the room, drinking whiskey with you boys. It is about to be a good time. It is about to be a great one. Now, speaking of great ones, it is time, folks, to jump into the main card because it started off with a bang. We had Mohammed Naimov coming in against Bogdan Grad. And man, I told you I hit on some bets, right? So let's jump on into it. This was the first one I hit on. I took Hamdi Abdelwahab fight to go the distance. And I took Mohammedan Naimov fight to go over 12 and a half minutes. And that one went the distance too, boys. So, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Where's that little soundbite? It is. There it is. Yeah, we cashed on that. We turned 1 unit into just a little over 2 units. Not a huge win, but hey, you know what? We did that. And in the next one, not to get ahead of ourselves, Nano, I don't even know if I told you that I was going to place this one, but I did. You know, we talked about it on the show. I told you when I thought the man was going to get it done. And I just so happened to feel so darn bullish on it, Nano, that I had to do it. I had to place the bet. So I did that same parlay, and I told myself, if I hit, I might as well hit again. And if I lose on this one, well, I'm still up like an 1/8 of a unit. So whatever, or a 1/5 of a unit. So I paired those same 2 picks. Hamdi Abdelwahab over 14.99 minutes, as they put it on this Underdogs app. Mohammedan Naimov over 12.5 minutes. And Nazim Sadikov round 2 finish with the big multiplier here. And Nano, the payout on that, it was a 12.15 multiplier. So again, we turned 1 unit into 12.15 units. Folks, that was a good one. We're back to playing with house money. We were already playing with house money, if we're being completely honest with you, but hey, we are here. You know what I'm saying? No. Take the lead on this fight that we are actually on right now, my friend. Bogdan Grad, Mohammedan Naimov, which fun names to say both sides. What did you think of this fight? Did you think it was going to go this way? Did you think the right man won? Did you think Bogdan was landing bigger strikes than you expected?
I expect Bogdan to go out there, and if and when he lands, it's going to be big. It's going to be powerful. But this was sort of how I saw it going down. I guess I was hoping Mohammed Naimov would have a better answer for Bogdan's wrestling game, and did relatively well, stuffing 7 out of the 10 attempts from a Bogdan Grad. But I do think that Mohammed just was moving a little bit better. I think he ultimately did more throughout the first 2 rounds, and then really edged it out in the third to kind of solidify it in my book that he certainly won this matchup. But Bogdan's a son of a biscuit to have in front of you there, right? With all due respect. And he proved his toughness throughout the matchup. And I think if you're Mohammed Naimov, you're coming off some tough losses, you gotta simply stay smart. You gotta just don't make the big mistakes. And even if it's kind of playing small ball or being a little bit more cautious, 70 strikes landed total. The way I see it, he did what he had to do to get the job done, to come out with as little damage as possible done to himself. And with that being said, it was a good matchup. It was a proper scrap, but Mohammed Naimov took care of business, and he's re-entered the chat into the featherweight division here. How are you feeling, my brother? Any big takeaways from this matchup? And do appreciate you all in the chat as well, man. Some good takeaways there also. Let's go.
Yeah, and making the walk, Jack said, how are you keeping track of your overall winning, losing? Do you have a nifty spreadsheet to keep tabs? I'd probably do that. I do have a spreadsheet. Matua says, spreadsheets! Yeah, spreadsheets. You know what I'm saying? Spreadsheets all day. Dixon Sider said, had Grod's takedown parlay with Orolbai's takedowns in a round robin. I needed one more takedown from Orolbai to win $1,000. And he submitted Tawfiq with 3 takedowns instead of 4, so the parlay missed. Dang.
That's a good one.
That money just disappeared right from underneath you. It sucks. It happens. I was literally crying. Yeah, I probably would be too, man. No shame in that. No shame in the game, my friend. Yeah, this was not as dominant of a fight as Naimov wanted it to be. That's for damn sure. He did land 1 of 3 takedowns. Bogdan Grad hit the takedown prop for our boy Dixon Sider, but this weekend he was Dixon Crier because he missed that one. You know, it's the one that got away. If it makes you feel any better, I did a last second parlay on all of the main card. I just took every over with how the card had went that they had on underdogs. Let me tell you what I would have won. I think it was like 30 units off of 1.
Gee wee-wees.
I missed by 1, by the way. I got 5 out of 6 right, and it would have been... Fuck. It would have been a 35x multiplier, so I would have turned 1 unit into 35.
Oh, my Lanta.
I'm upset.
Hey, man. That's a tough pill to swallow. But in 5.
Fucking Mick the Big Orolbai. He's the same one that fucked me, Dixon. No.
Not Mick the Beck.
Oh, Orolbai.
He said oral bye to your parlay.
He said oral bye. Gosh. Man. Yeah, so I had Curtis Blaydes over 11.5 minutes, Khalil over 12.5, Ignacio over 14.99, Nazim Sadikov over 8.5, which I cashed on 3 parlays, and Muhammad over 12.5, which I cashed on 2 parlays. And then the one that blew it, of course, was Mektabek. Fucking Mektabek. 12.5 minutes. I needed the over. Oral bye. More like oral why.
Nice.
Oh, man. ¿Por qué? Oh, man. But I digress. We got to get back to this Namajan fight. He looked really good out there. But Bogdan Grad looked really good also. 31 significant strikes. He was throwing hard there at the end, bro. He was trying to get him out of there. You could tell he was loading up, throwing everything and the kitchen sink sometimes in there. And the distance control that he started to show. Once he started making the reads, hey, shout out, Seth. Shout out, Seth. We was there, dude. Let's go. And now I'll see you again in 2 days. Another one. Yeah, dude, Bogdan Grad is definitely someone to watch. This is one of those fights. It's a rare occasion, right, Nano, when you get to see 2 guys fight that you like, both guys on both sides of the spectrum here, and you don't feel like either of them lose stock. Even the loser, you feel like is like, oh yeah, you gained fans there. Bogdan Grad was that guy on Saturday night. He was one of 3, I think, that had that situation. And again, it's a rarity. We saw it 3 times on Saturday. That's why when people are like, this card stinks, I was like, you obviously are new here. We've had way worse cards at the Apex. That being said, let's go, dude. Oh, dude, Matua spitting facts. A lot of cool hats on UFC Baku. A lot of cool hats. Not gonna lie to you, my significant other, shout out Miss Mary, she got a hat for her mom, and she like tried it on the other day, and I thought it was for her, and I was like, that's a cute hat, and she's like, it's for my mom, and I'm like, it looks like something Mick the Big Orolbai would wear. And she's like, wait, I know who you're talking about, but I can't put a name to it. And so I pulled up a picture. She's like, I knew exactly who you were talking about.
He's like, oh,
him and his little hat.
Nice. It's a cool hat.
Dude, don't sleep on the Bam Bam shirt. You already know what it is. Bam Bam. You know what I'm saying? Funny hats in the UFC is always a profitable angle. It's absolutely a fact. The thing that's crazy to me is that they don't actually create profit margins on it by making merch off of it. Like, how easy would it be for them to just completely culturally appropriate that hat, put a UFC little logo embroidered on the right side of it, and sell it for $85 a pop? Yeah. Dana, you need a marketing guy? got experience.
We got you.
Hey, what up, Lane? Now it's a party. Let's go.
Bringing the pain. What's up, brother?
Bringing the pain, Lane. Lane's a sister, bro. Lane's a sister.
Oh, our brother sister from another mister. Good to have you.
Good thing when he said, bro, he missed her because she's a sister. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to move forward to the next fight. Unless you have a name on the tip of your tongue for Mohammed Naimov.
Nah. Anyone in the top 25 can get the smoke, though, from Mohammed Naimov. That's my thoughts.
I'm telling you, Jax.
Right about it.
Jax, come on. Look, Jax should really own like a referee outfit because the homie really is a ref. He calls it like he sees it. He don't miss much, and he's not wrong very often, if at all. That's why I respect the fuck out of that kid. Now, moving forward to the lightweight division, because I obviously am not going to play matchmaker for him. I thought it was a very close bout. I'm not going to tell you that I have a name on the tip of my tongue for Mohammed Naimov, but I will tell you I'll be paying attention, whoever it is, and the same for Bogdan Grad. Now, that being said, wait, Lane, let me borrow $182.43? That is very specific, as Lane pointed out. What the F is even... Oh, it's to pay my cell phone bill. Gotcha. And the only reason Matu needs to pay their cell phone bill so that way they can use their NordVPN to place bets on sportsbook betting. I'm kidding. YouTube, don't. I didn't say that. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. That was not advice. Moving into the lightweight division. For the one that I got right on the fucking money, folks. It was a bout between Nazim Sadikov and Nicolas Motta. And it was a bit of a double-edged sword for me because as those of you that have been tuning in for a while now know, I run a UFC fantasy league of sorts, right? And in this fantasy league, the man who's in second had Nazim Sadikov, who's already got him 81 points or 82 points in his last fight. By the way, he got him over 100 points this fucking time. And I don't have any fighters that are going to go. He's now 80 points behind me, which means I'm pretty much fucked. So let's hope if he has any fighters left, they slip on a banana peel and everyone else behind me. Because it's not looking good for your boy after this one. But hey, the good news is I made more than the coverage for the fantasy league back in the one parlay that hit based on me betting on him on second round parlay. Shout out Underdogs Fantasy Betting. Folks, we are not sponsored. I say again, I'll say, we are not sponsored by the Underdogs Fantasy app. But if we were, I'll say, we'd probably put together some promos for them like this. You know what I'm saying? That was just for funsies. That's what happens when you win some monies. Would have been a lot better if I hit that sixth leg though, huh, bud? Man, oh man, oh it's. But it's okay. It's okay. I digress. We're still up. We're not down. And that's why we've got a smile, not a frown. Folks, Hamdi Abdelwahab, Mohammed Naimov, both over. And then we took the over. Or no, we took the... Actually, no, I doubled down on this one. I forgot I doubled down on this one. So I took this in multiple parlays. I also took the over 8.5 minutes. So I double cashed on this one. Because it went over 8.5 minutes and then he finished them later on in the second round. I took him by second round knockout specifically. And that was, I think, like a 4.8x multiplier on top of the other two. So just money in the bank, folks. Things you love to see. And things you really love to see are this fight. This is one of the best fights I've seen all year, Nano. The exchange that happened when he was eating those shots. Like, dude was elbow checking punches. He was staying lucid. He dropped down. And, you know, to the untrained eye, it's my intoxicated eye, it looked like he got dropped there for a second. But, you know, I'll be honest with you. In hindsight, I think actually he did that so that way he could not eat body shots. And that way he could grab a quick ankle and just defend his shots even easier. Worked his way back up, worked his way back into the fight. And I mean, dude, his opponent outlanded him like 3 or 4 to 1 that first round. And if you look at total strikes, 102 to 76, the boy came back. Dude, I mean, this guy's an absolute beast. He went and put on in his city, on home for a city. And I I mean, I love this kid. I think he's exciting. He's not a flash in the pan kind of fighter. He's a Longo fighter, which, come on. If you don't fuck with Ray Longo, with all due respect, I don't know that we fuck with you. So, you got to put some respect on his name. Nicholas Mota is no slouch, even though he's 15-5 coming into this fight. I told you he would deprove to 15-6, leaving it. And that was the case. I literally said, you can clip it, you can go back and you can check the record, bud. I said second round knockout last week. That's what it was. I'm always going to call it like I see it. And man, it feels good when you're right. I thought the first round, Nicholas Mota was going to have his moments, and fuck, did he. But if you couldn't get him out of there, I knew it was going to be a Nazim Sadikov showcase in that second or third. Most likely the second. And Nano, he went out there and put it on. It was just a beautiful, beautiful adaptation from him, right? Like if I had to tell you this dude was a Marvel character, he's an adaptoid. He adapted to the situation. Sure, he was outmatched in the beginning, but fuck, did he get ready, hunker down, and he brought a lunch. And if he didn't, Ray Longo did. This was nasty. Nano, my guy, what stood out to you? What impressed you the most? And if it wasn't Nazim Sadikov's performance that impressed you the most in this fight, why was it the ref's performance?
You could always appreciate the ref's performance and what they do in there. Appreciate you calling that out, making the walk. One of the best in the business. You goddamn right.
Speaking of one of the best in the business, Jax, did you walk past a mirror when you typed that comment or what, bud?
There we go. Tell him. Yeah, this was a fun one, man. I mean, Nazim is him, like we talked about, and I think you got to appreciate someone that's in his backyard, on his home turf, and finds a way to go out there and not just win, but to do so in an exciting fashion, such as he did this last Saturday. I guess morning or afternoon, depending on where you were and how early you watched it. But it was a fun one, man. And yeah, Nicholas Mota is still a guy. We love our Mota around here, and I think he's definitely solidified himself as a tough son of a gun. You gotta, stay disciplined when it comes to your defense, and even if you feel like you're winning, that's why you always kind of advise your fighters to not typically empty the gas tank too early, right? And he really tried to do that. He felt like Nazim was hurt, and MMAnomaly so elegantly was showcasing Nazim's defense there, and what made it feel more like like playing a little bit of possum. May look and feel like you're hurting him, but really he's getting his arms and gloves and getting.
My watch just said, "Congrats, you're active again." When I just did that.
There we go. You can't make it up. You stay active.
Sorry to cut in.
No, please do, brother. I mean, that's really it. That's all I have to say. I mean, hell of a performance. Nazim is definitely someone that was able to showcase in his backyard, in his home country, in front of his peers. And now the sky's the limit for him in terms of what's next. I don't necessarily have someone top of mind, but I do think you could automatically throw him in there with any top 40, top 30. I don't know if I want to go top 25 lightweight. This is, at one point, the deepest division. So now looking at things, I mean, man, even a Drew Dober, for example. I don't know if maybe you want to match him up with someone that's coming off more wins and is kind of trending, a good direction. Manuel El Loco Torres, for example, as well. Nano, there he is. Missed you this week, big guy. Welcome back. Hey, thank you, Authentic Z. Missed y'all as well.
What up, Z?
What up? It's always good to be back. Back like I never left. Appreciate y'all accepting me with arms wide open, as Creed would say. But yeah, brother, I mean, what do you think of an El Loco Manuel Torres or
I'm not mad at it.
Neck of the woods? What do you think?
I'm not mad at it. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so the two names you threw out, I love. I absolutely love. Manuel Torres was definitely on mine. He was one of my two names. The other name that I had down is one that I'm not sure if he'd be willing to fight down, but he also doesn't seem like someone who's willing to say no. So how would you feel about even I feel weird saying it out loud. How would you feel about a Mauricio one-shot roofie?
Oh, jeez.
Like, that's a fun fight, dude.
Sheesh. That's throwing him in with the big wolves, isn't it?
His nickname is the Black Wolf, brother. I don't know if you were trying for that, but hey, I'm going to say hook, line, and sinker. You hit that one right on the head there, bud.
A little premonition going on there. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Oh, Matua. I'll have 2 of whatever Matua is drinking, please. Ludovic Klein and Sadikov. That's a good shout. That is a good shout. Myron Santos stays at lightweight. What about Santos? Ooh, Santos versus Sadikov's fire.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
The Legend versus the Black Wolf. I mean, dude, sign me up. Fighting out of Brazil, or technically fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, but born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Dude's an absolute beast. 8 wins by knockout, 8 wins by decision. And it's a 50-50 shot that he gets it done inside the distance. And the man is an absolute beast. Most recent wins over Francis the Fire Marshall with a split decision win and a unanimous decision win over Sadiq Youssef. It's a fun fight. It's a fun fight to say the least. I'll be honest, though. I don't think it's a good stylistic matchup for Myron. I think our boy Black Wolf gets it done. And also, not sure if you've heard the little insight as to how he got his nickname, but he was asked recently how he came up with the nickname on the Helwani show today, actually. And he said where he's from, they typically associate fighters with different animals. So, like, you fight like a wolf, you fight like a bear, you fight like a tiger, whatever, a panther. And multiple people told him he fights like a wolf. And so black wolves are a specific breed of wolf, and they are actually commonly native to his homeland in Azerbaijan. So that's why he adapted that into his fighter nickname. I love things like that. It's, you know, the more you know about a fighter, the more you can connect with a fighter, the more you enjoy watching a fighter.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we've already given our fight picks for who we think should be next. And we jump into the next one. We had a catchweight bout between Tawfiq Musayev and Miktabik Orolbai. Man, we should have called this one the Parlay Buster, because Orolbai came out there and said, nope, not going to decision again, and definitely not taking that kind of damage again, because sheesh, wasn't fun. Nano, take the lead on this one, my guy. Tell us what your thoughts were on this Orolbai masterclass.
It was exactly that, man. Miktabik Orolbai said bye to Tawfiq with a class act submission in there. I'm talking about a submission. I thought it was interesting. It was at a catch weight. I think that might have happened after our initial show. That definitely is always a little scary to see that, you know, what's going on, right? Why is it not? Why did these guys not cut down all the way? What was there, an injury? Did someone get sick? Sometimes make you a little bit worried, but certainly did not slow down our boy Miktabik Orolbai. He said, I'm going to go out there and display my skills. Didn't really need a lot of strikes to go out. Really just proved it with his takedowns, scoring 3 out of 5, and then again getting to a dominant position and then getting the submission. Yeah, I think it's a tough outing for a Tawfiq, even though he is a tough guy. But Miktabik went out there and got it done. So it was a fun, quick outing for a Miktabik. And with the catchweight, again, just curious to know if he's going to stay in the same division, if this has happened to be obviously kind of a one-off. But curious to hear your thoughts on this dominant performance from Orolbai, and like you already kind of insinuated, he is unfortunately the parlay buster here, even though he did have a great performance. Give the people your thoughts.
Yeah, man. Shout out, Lane Orolbai. Let's go. And Matua, it happens. You know, my goofy ass chose Tawfiq to win. Man, goofy for sure, as Lane said. We thought Orolbai was going to win here. We also thought we were not going to bet on this one, which is why I said I did do a last minute bet on the over. Dumb. It's dumb, folks. I won't do it again. What's dope is Musayev actually looked really good on the feet. He was landing pretty solid shots. But once Miktabik Orolbai, aka Moralbai, give me Moralbai of him, the dude started shooting takedowns, right? As soon as he started shooting takedowns, the dude was just nasty with it. You could tell that should have been the game plan from the very start. 3 out of 5 of those, 60% clip, just nasty stuff. And once he got on top, it's pretty much all she wrote. The guy continues to improve every single time he's out there, which isn't something we are able to say about every single fighter, right? Z, high hopes. Yeah, high hopes for sure betting on Tafik. The hometown hero, right? That's what everyone was hoping for, but it doesn't always turn out that way. And a Kimura? A fucking Kimura, bro? Like, he hit him with a white belch. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hit him with one of them sub-level subs. It was nice. It was nice. Hey, Useless Raid. Let's go. Shout out Useless. Shout out this man, folks. Look, if you're not already following, right here. USELYIS. It's pronounced useless, but the man is anything but that. When he's talking about fights, he sounds like an auctioneer. That's not because he's speaking so fast you can't understand him. It's because he's just so damn excited. And that is what we love. We love a passionate fan. Dude is the man. And if you're not subscribed to him, that's the plan. Go over there and do that right now, folks. Hit that man with a sub. Make sure you smash that bell for notifications. He's a fucking legend. So yeah, man, Tafik looked really good up until he didn't, right? The takedown threat is relentless when it comes to Orolbai, and if you prove that he will be able to take you down, he's going to prove that he's got the energy to continue doing it early and often, which is why he got the finish just 4 minutes and 35 seconds in. The Kimura was just nasty, brilliantly set up. Nano, did you have a name on the tip of your tongue for the young man?
Not necessarily. I feel like he's a good matchup against anybody in that division. I think he's starting to get closer and closer to a top 25er, in my opinion, but not ready for the top 15 just yet. And like we've kind of talked about, too, it's just always about the timing, the matchups. I do think he's the type of person to take one on short notice and just go in there and continue to make his money and continue to compete. But honestly, I'd pay to watch Orolbai against any guy, is my response.
Yeah, man. I mean, his last two fights have been at catchweight, which is interesting to say the least, right? If he can make 155 though consistently, you threw out a name earlier that I think it would be a really fun one for him, and I hate to do this to our boy because we have met him. He is a class act. I've had the opportunity of meeting him twice, and the dude is just class all around. Saying Red Rover, send Drew Dober on over. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's got banger written all over it, and why the fuck not, dude? Let Orolbai build a name, or let Drew Dober bounce back into the win column. Either way, the fans are going to win when it comes to that fight because it's going to be a very, very fun one. Dude, let's fucking go. I feel like that's a fun fight, right?
Absolutely.
Hernanov said, Lane, ¿cómo estás? Muy obrigado, Jungle Boy W. Let's go. And I hope I didn't butcher the pronunciation on that.
That's pretty good.
I appreciate you, my guy. Flattery will get you everywhere. You must know that we're going to hang out in a couple of days and that's already a shot.
Hell yeah.
We move into the heavyweight division for a bout between Curtis Razor Blaydes coming in against Rizvan Kuniev. And man, this one was different. I thought Rizvan was going to do a little bit better than he did. He looked really good in his previous promotions, right? But man. Curtis Blaydes is a nasty son of a gun, and if you don't put him out early, he will outlast you and he will outland you. That's exactly what happened. He only landed 2 of his 15 takedowns at a 13.3% accuracy clip, but that's all he needed to get 101 strikes over 58 from Rizvan Kuniev, and he outlanded him on significant strikes, 59-45. Just looked to be a step ahead when it came to the grappling. I was surprised that Rizvan didn't shoot any takedowns of his own. He went 0 for 0 on those. This is mixed martial arts. It's not kickboxing. You gotta mix it up. And I didn't feel like he did quite enough. So if that's his game, he's gonna have a tough run in the UFC, and I don't see this going very well for him in the upper echelon of competition. Curtis Blaydes, however, looked very nice out there and continues to rise forward. Making the walk says, is Curtis Blaydes declining? I don't think so, Jax. I think he fights to the level of competition in a way that John Jones does, where if competition is up, he's up. If competition is down, he's down. I don't think he's on the decline quite yet. Western Mass says he thinks so, though. So I could be wrong. Nano, where's your head at?
I mean, he's on the back nine of his career. I would say I'm probably more leaning to, if I had to pick one or not, I'd say he's declining as opposed to inclining. He ain't getting any better.
Okay, that's fair.
So I would agree with it, and that's if I look at it that way. But
in sales terms, we'd say he's flat.
He's flatlined, but he's still solid, man. He's still proven to be a top guy, which I think is kind of what's going to end up being next for him, right? Is another ranked heavyweight guy, someone that is also looking to be a top heavyweight contender, as is Curtis Blaydes, and as is now a little bit more of a wide open, and now what you can consider to be a solidified heavyweight division. Now the Tommy Aspinall era, and we'll see what ends up happening. I don't think they'll do a Curtis Blaydes again, so it sounds like it's going to be a Cyril Gane, if I'm being surrealist right now. But honestly, there is somebody that I think I want to watch fight against a Curtis Blaydes, and I think it's a salsa boy, Waldo Cortez Acosta, number 7. That's my thoughts.
I'm not mad at that. I am definitely not mad at that. That's a good shout, man. And you know what? You're right. This heavyweight division is wide the fuck open, especially now that it is the Tom Aspinall era. John Jones has officially retired, which you love to see it. You love to see it. And Tom Aspinall is the official champ of the world. So let's go. Salsa Boy's a good shout. Might put Blaydes out. Yeah, that's actually the same name I had, dude. I'm not going to bullshit around it anymore. We're big Salsa Boy fans on this show. We've cashed in on him more often than not. So let's go, dude. Matua said strip Tom Aspinall. Make him earn the title. What the fuck? Matua, come on, man. Don't do that. Rizvan versus Blaydes matching up made no sense. Fair. Tua is rage baiting, Lane. You're not wrong. Definitely not wrong. So yeah, give him Salsa Boy. I think that's a good shout, Nano. And you know what an even better shout was? Rafael Fiziev coming in against Ignacio Bahamontes. My gosh. My goodness. My gracious.
Encarnacion.
Went out there and got messed up, bro. I mean, I just don't understand. I guess I didn't understand the game plan of this fight. You went out there and the game plan was genuinely to throw kicks at the guy who's known for being Neo in the Matrix and dodging kicks like bullets. I mean, just didn't seem like the move, bro. Did not seem like the move. Yeah, I mean, this was my dog of the week in the dog of the week competition. Told myself I would pour one up for it, so I did. And it hit. It did hit. So we go, folks. Matu, I know you said you don't drink, so hey, raw dog some air. If you're smoking, smoke. If you're going for a walk extra hard, dude. Whatever you're doing, do it with a smile on your face right now. We appreciate you for doing it right here with us on this beautiful Monday. Cheers to you.
Salud.
Making the Walk said Nacho Libre is criminally underrated.
Couldn't agree more.
Matua said, I love Nacho Libre. Matua also said, I had Ignacio by sub round 3, to which I respond,
Come on, don't be crazy.
you know what I'm saying? Matua, we love you. Had, sheesh. Raw dog some air, hysterical. Not after the COVID era, my boy. Sheesh. With that being said, folks, Ignacio had a tough night at the office. right, Nano? Tell the people how this fight made you feel. What shocked you, if anything, about Rafael Fiziev going out there and getting it done?
Just how, like you said, brother, Rafael made it look like he was in the Matrix, man. He was Neo the One come Saturday night. I don't think Mr. Fantastic with Fantastic Four coming out, Mr. Stretchable was going to be able to touch a Rafael Fiziev with that kind of just masterclass performance when it comes to both defensively, obviously, but the offensive prowess he showed as well. I mean, dude was textbook. Like, it was, and it always is one of my favorite fighters when he's in the octagon. Like, those fights with Gaethje really proved it to me. He's a smaller guy, but he fights a man twice his stature, and he's got all the fucking skills. He's athletic. Pardon my French. But man, Fiziev is a dog, okay? And what he did out there was he showcased how he is one of the best lightweights in the world. That Ignacio has a little bit of learning to do. I think he just was not as physical in there. Obviously, Rafael, again, with his timing, with his ability to move, the defense, I mean, he was bending over backwards. He was moving all over the place, which I think frustrated and probably tired out in Ignacio. And then you're getting rib shots, you're getting leg kicked, you're getting checked. He's throwing combinations. He's countering. I mean, it's a nightmare to deal with anybody. And so you're Ignacio, and like maybe some of us here in the chat might have mentioned where, hey, he's always game for a submission. He's long. He's always looking to end the fight, to find a way to take out his opponent. But Rafael Fiziev is just an absolute stud. I, again, can't reiterate enough, especially with a lot of these OGs, I like to call them, with the departure of the current champion in Islam Makhachev. There's going to be a new champ. And now I think if you're at Rafael Fiziev, you're kind of knocking on the door and hoping for your chance at a potential future title shot as well. Is he going to get it next? Probably not. But I think he's one fight away. So after a dominant performance over an Ignacio, who, again, you did the UFC a favor. This is your boy. This is your cash cow. I go ahead. I beat your boy. I smashed your boy. And now I think he gets someone like an Arman Tsarukyan. I don't know if he's... Or is he still scheduled to fight? No, Dan Hooker, right? Armand does not have any dance partner. And if he does not, I think that's the matchup. And then maybe it is a number one title match potential. Or he puts himself in that conversation. But hell of a performance. The striking and the defense is what stood out to me. My brother, give the people what they came for. Aside from the Nacho Libre references, give us your breakdown, thoughts, and just big takeaways here from this co-main event of the evening.
Yeah, man, this is a co-main event that definitely delivered, and as always, brother, great breakdown. I think you're right, dude. I think the fight for Arman Tsarukyan for a number one contender fight is definitely a good shout. They want to punish Arman for missing that last fight, and I think this is a good way to do it, right? You put him in there against Fiziev, and man, Fiziev, for lack of better words, I don't know a better way to say it. Excuse my French, maybe earmuffs if you don't want to hear the cursing, but he's a real son of a bitch, dude. He's tough out there against anybody, and the way that he moves his head back to dodge those strikes, it is very Matrix-like. It's reminiscent of a young, like fresh Muay Thai Anderson Silva out there, the way he dodges strikes. I love seeing it. You love seeing it. The people love seeing it. And something else the people love is your breakdowns. Great breakdown, Nano, says Matua. They're always great, man. Lane says neither did it benefit Hill, Tua, which of course she's referring to. Ignacio switching stances didn't benefit him. Yeah, switching stances was definitely not a good thing for him. The feinting was incredibly awesome from Fiziev in there. Andrew Knotts, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, Andrew.
Let's go.
Make sure we do one last shot to end the show with you, my friend. Look, man, everything about this fight was fun. Did it get a finish? No, but Fiziev's not necessarily a finisher. He's a guy that's going to go out there, outlast you, make you miss, make you feel silly, and then land his own shots. And that's exactly what he did across these 15 minutes. He outlanded his opponent 87-62 on significant strikes. He outlanded him 62-50. Oh, and by the way, he also got 4 out of 4 takedowns at a 100% clip, for those of you that are bad at math. Dude looked like a beast out there. And I'll be honest, I'd love to see what he can do against an Arman Tsarukyan for a number one contender shot.
I think that's the move. He's on the short list of people that are right there at the top. So ain't nothing to but to go through it. Let's go.
100. Speaking of 100, we move into a bout where the winner landed just over 100 strikes. And that is the main event of the evening, folks. That's right. Bruce, help me out.
It's time
For the light heavyweight main event between Jamal Hill and Khalil Rountree Jr. This was a banger. And I'm going to go ahead and start off by saying Khalil Rountree Jr. possibly making a claim to fame, to becoming MMAnomaly's favorite fighter of this fucking era. The dude is just fun to watch, man. 102 strikes landed. By the way, Nano, take a wild stab without Googling. Do you know how many of those were considered significant strikes?
Oof. I mean, judging by the welts on the leg and the welts on the body and the way he bled, made Jamal Hill bleed his own blood, I'm going to say every single one of them, my brother.
Every single one of them is the correct answer, my friend. Ding, ding, ding. What did he win? It's the Coast of the Year award. Come on, folks. 102 strikes thrown and landed, 181 thrown, 121 landed. That's a 56.4% clip for those that are bad at math. And every single one he attempted was considered a significant strike. Oh my goodness, what a beast. And the striking style is just nasty. Lane said, heck, a little decision, plus 1,000 before the fight. Doubled down on plus 900 odds when the fight started. What a freaking fight. What a freaking bet, Lane. I hope you cash big on that. And honestly, we hope to see you in Vegas one of these years. Now, there's two things that I want to talk about. One is, where does Jamal go after this? He's on a 3-fight skid. He's looked like he's flat, as we say in sales, right? He's not gaining. He's not declining. He's just kind of there. Right where he was 3 fights ago. Khalil Rountree Jr., though, he improves every single time. That Muay Thai style continues to be a fucking problem in mixed martial arts, especially in recent years. And he does a couple of things that are very unorthodox. When he gets an opponent grounded, he's throwing soccer kicks to a grounded opponent's rib cage. Not something you see very often, but extremely effective. Another thing that he does is when he's in that Muay Thai long stance, right? He'll shuffle forward, and instead of just throwing like a jab cross or jab cross uppercut, right? Like he's not mixing it up in an orthodox way. He'll come in and he'll throw a jab, or he'll just like wave one hand out. And usually when I'm waving this hand out, you're like, okay, he wants me to watch this hand so we could throw a fencer's jab or something to connect. He'll raise his hand and then just fucking smack you with a hammer fist standing up. And a lot of people will be like, that's weird, and like not understand it. But let me tell you, here we go. Whoops. So these are the exact gloves that they use. Okay. This one is signed by Matt Hughes, actually. So this is the exact glove that they use. So you can see that if I were to punch you with this, it's just pads. But if I slice down on you with this, right? So you can see there's some seam work there. And then if I can catch you with my wrist and then hit you on this big seam, this is at the very, very least going to leave some rug burn on your face, right? But this is going to cut you open. I'm slicing down on you with it. So it's unorthodox. It's weird. Some people watching might say it's silly, but it's extremely efficient at cutting your opponent up. He said he'd make him bleed. He said he wouldn't bleed. He was correct on both fronts. The man goes out there and continues to do things that are unorthodox and extremely efficient. I would say exactly what Lane said. If I had to sum it up in 3 words, Khalil master class. Let's go. Feigning a standing hammer fist from range and landing a leg kick is diabolical. That's another thing he does with it. He'll feint, boom, and then just jackknife a kick into your fucking low leg. It's nasty work, bro. It is diabolical. His whole fight style, there are some people I'm like, oh, his fight style is defensive. His fight style is counter-striker. If I had to describe his fight style is he just fights you like you stole his little sister's bicycle. He just wants to make you not feel good. He doesn't want you to lose the fight. He wants you to never want to fight again. He wants you to forever, for the rest of your life, when you wake up every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the whole thing again and again and again and again until the end of time. He wants you to wake up on those mornings, and he wants your first thought to be, why did I sign that contract? Why did I sign the dotted line to fight Khalil Rountree Jr.? That was a mistake. Even the people that win, I feel like after a fight with him, they're like, didn't love that. You got to think, Alex Pineda got knocked out by Izzy, and he's like, man, I don't remember getting knocked out by Izzy. It was just a finesse shot. When that guy hit me, it sucked. No, what were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, a little bit different, huh? Yeah, I think that's the Khalil Rountree difference. You painted a perfect picture, my brother. I think I'll just continue to give Mr. Rountree his flowers in that he's just an absolute beast. He does it all the right way. He embodies a mixed martial artist and someone that persevered through tough times. Was not always perfect. Nobody really is in this life, and he's may not have been built for many things in life, but he was built to last, and he's built to certainly fight, and has developed his skill set to now be one of the best physically, mentally, and just a fan favorite, man. At this point, I'm rooting for him. He like I say, he does it all the right way, even though he's now in a kind of interesting position where he had a chance at the title, looked great, came up short. But boy, I mean, is he a problem for most guys in the division? And that's where I think there's really only two names that I think are next for Khalil Rountree, who I'm assuming is going to take John Mahal's number 4 ranking. And I think it's a matchup with a Yuri Prochazka, one of my personal favorites as well. I think you're getting a samurai versus a warrior in a lot of ways. That could be marketed.
I got to stop letting you go first on these.
I'm sorry. Well, you had your chance, but... You had a chance with your breakdown. You should have got it in front of him, my brother, because that's the obvious one. I'm just laying it out for you to play it out, baby. But give me some Yuri, and honestly, an Alexander Rakic, another big, fun, exciting name that's at the top as well. All three of those gentlemen are looking to continue to put on shows and continue to make a case for themselves to be the next title contender against that champion, Mr. Magomed. So, Ankalaev, that is. Big Ank. Oh, that's my 2 cents, brother. Yeah, I think Khalil, beast. He did exactly what we thought he would do. He would chop down to John Mahal, and he ripped the body, cut him, did everything he needed to do to execute his game plan. I think he even commented it might have been a little bit more lackluster. I mean, he still landed 100 strikes. It was a 5-round, 25-minute fight, so maybe that's where it doesn't feel as active. But he had to stay smart, had to stay locked in against John Mahal. But like I said, masterclass, I think, to put it all in short there. And yeah, give me Yuri, give me Alexander Rakic, and give that man hopefully another title contender shot, because I do think that's how good he is. What do you think, my brother? And what do you think in the chat? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know who you think should be next in the chat. And dude, look, when it comes to Yuri, all I got to say in response to that is, let's go for that. But if we don't go for that, then maybe we go for Carlos Blackjack Goldberg. I think that's another fun fight. Dude's on a massive win streak. He's on a massive hype train right now, and one of these guys are going to have to get derailed at some point in time, brother. It's for me, those are the two fights. They're the ones that just make the most obvious sense. Yuri Prochazka, it's 1A, and Carlos Blackjack Goldberg is 1B for me. There is no number 2. Look, I'm with you. I do think Alexander Rakic will be a fun one, but 3-fight losing streak, I don't think he deserves to be rewarded with a fight over Khalil Rountree Jr. I think that's almost like a gimme for him, not Khalil. It's a hard fight. Oh, Matua, don't do that. Jeez. Oh, never mind. I read that wrong. Jamal versus Reyes. Yeah, let's go for that. I love that. And yeah, Khalil versus Ober. I'm saying that's the one. Sorry, I thought you were saying Khalil versus Reyes. I was like, no, let's not go for that, please. I like seeing Reyes win, and I don't like that fight for him at all. It's boxing versus Muay Thai, and as a Muay Thai guy, I'm always gonna go Muay Thai in that one. I love that for my guy Reyes. Man, I digress though. This was an extremely fun fight card. I thought the main card definitely was phenomenal. prelims, I'm never going to tell one of my buddies to go back and rewatch, to be completely honest. Like, a lot of those are not the ones. But the main card did its thing. It delivered on multiple fronts, and I have no complaints about that. I have no complaints. So, Nano, chat, everybody here, everybody there, watching the show from everywhere, we appreciate each and every one of you. And I said I would do one last one, so here we go. I've poured it up. I'll raise it up. Cheers, folks. If you haven't already done it, like, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. And if you're drinking, raise one up with us. If not, we respect you and we appreciate you all the same. Now, as far as the schedule for this week, this young man is flying out bright and early on Wednesday morning to get to Vegas. I'll be driving out after the first meeting of the day, and we're all going to rendezvous. But you can tune in tomorrow night for our Tough Talk show, right? Tough Talk show, the show Tough Talk. Tough Talk show just sounded off a little bit. So, man, making the walks at Olin, you just sparked a video idea. Got a message coming your way. Oh, Jax, I would say less, but that'd be the wrong response. Please say more. I can't wait to see it. You already know it's going to be a banger, and anytime you invite me to be any part of your channel, brother, I'm fucking in it to win it. Let's go. So, folks, we will be here tomorrow with our Tough Talk episode right after the episode of Tough. If you are enjoying the show, if you like a little additional commentary while watching, make sure you go on over to Crossover MMA. Again, that is Crossover MMA. He does a great companion watch along with every Tough episode. Watch him during the show, and then right after, jump on over to ours. We'll be doing our live recap. And usually we like to do our shows on Wednesday or Thursday. Bless you, Nano. Bless you again, my friend. God save you. So we usually like to do our prediction shows on Wednesday or Thursday. We'll probably look to keep that same schedule since we'll be at UFC X on Friday, Saturday, and we got dinner resis on Friday. By the way, don't know if you know this, Nano, but T-Piz from the old episodes, him and Jordan from the Yelp days, they're going to be there on Friday. We'll be meeting up. It's going to be a tough night. So we'll be rendezvousing with a lot of people, including Stav Jelly, and a lot of the homies. S-Dogs, MMA Talk. Man, it's going to be a good episode. You will not want to miss it. It's going to be live on all of our channels, so make sure you tune in. I'll hit you with an actual time when we know, but either way, we won't have to if you just smash that bell for notifications. You already know how it goes, right? And all that to say, if this is the only episode of ours you ever watch and you don't do any of the things we asked you to do, that's fine. Just do these last two things, please, for us and for you. We ask that you keep on going and that you keep on growing, folks. See you next time.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.